And now to something that could be seen as a dream come true for some, for others maybe not so much. What happens when a woman sets out to have sex with her husband every day for an entire year? Well, Brittany Gibbons did just that. She wrote about her experience on her blog, Brittany Herself. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, first question, why? What were you trying to accomplish or figure out by having sex with your husband 365 days in a row?
Well, I know it's a really provocative thing, but I think that right now a lot of body image things are in the news. We have a lot of amazing women working to change things in high schools and in fashion and in public, but that doesn't really end at the bedroom. And for me, self-esteem issues weren't ending at the bedroom, so I moved it in.
So here you've been married a long time, you've got 3 kids, and you felt like, I still don't feel comfortable with myself, with my husband, and you felt like that was hurting the relationship?
I did. I mean, he would tell me amazing things, and in my head I would hear it, but my brain just wouldn't process it. And I sort of realized that a lot of it was up to me. Like, I had to sort of get in that place in order to really sort of enjoy it. So I worked on that. That's what I worked on for an entire year.
So instead of avoiding sex because you didn't feel good about yourself, you really dove right into it.
Same way I got over it for the time.
Let's get practical for a few minutes
Sure.
here. Okay, so was it really 365 days in a row?
It basically was. I mean, bearing travel, which I do, or like I had my gallbladder out. I mean, there are times when it just didn't happen.
Not happening.
Right, but I mean, overall, yes.
All right, you have 3 kids. How did you, I mean, first of all, just there's the matter of exhaustion, but then how did you find time?
That was a huge problem to begin with. We have 3 small kids. We're exhausted. I'm exhausted now just talking about it, but it was, I'm not going to lie, if it was in the closet or the bathroom, it counted. So.
And I heard you had kind of a creative way to keep the kids out of the room. You told them
Secret Santa Claus meetings. Yes.
Wait, that's what you told them?
We did. If it's important, they'll keep out. We just told them we were meeting with Santa. They didn't want to interrupt it, jeopardize any presents or anything. So.
Okay, that is a brilliant thing right there.
Works every time.
Your husband, Andy, obviously a great sport to let you write about this and make this so public. Yes. We interviewed him. Here's what he said about the effect he felt it had on the relationship after this experience. Let's take a look.
Now that I think the level of comfort has come together, it's a little bit more easier to find time and to want to find time. That's probably the biggest thing. Not just finding the time, but wanting to find the time.
So it really worked. It sounds like it really transformed the relationship.
It really did. It took a while to get in a space where we both understood that it had to sort of be a self-esteem issue with myself, and he stopped being hurt that he thought he was not living up to his end of the bargain, and it worked out perfectly.
There must have been times, though, when it did kind of feel like a chore.
It did, and you want to know what? It wasn't so much, the act wasn't a chore. I would say that was the pleasure, but the chore was the feelings, just I'm like, great, now I get to go be uncomfortable in my skin for a period of time, and that was actually the chore, the burden of the emotional part.
I'm dying to know what your friends and what his friends thought of this when they heard about it.
My friends thought it was crazy. Now his friends, I think, are pretty excited to get their wives on board with it.
I was going to say, your friends are probably thinking, gee, thanks for giving my husband all these ideas.
Yes.
But you think it was worthwhile? I mean, is it something that you'd recommend to others? You feel like it was ultimately good for the relationship?
I think the underlying message is very good, and it's that a lot of our self-esteem is our own responsibility. We can only get so much from our partners and our friends and the media, and we can only take so much of that in. A large part is changing how we see ourselves, and that's what this is about.
That said, you're not going for another 365 days.
I'm exhausted.
Okay.